let's start with GME here. I think we are very close. We're just kind of waiting for the third thumb here, what's going to happen in this area. So I was expecting some a gap up, some sort of a pop after market close. I mean, there's some movements happening here. It's just going up and down, just But yeah, I think it's start to kind of, when you look at weekly, it start to turning upside again. So I think we might see something tomorrow. Maybe another some sort of a news, or I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see an announcement yet. But we're gonna see something tomorrow morning. Since we are not seeing by even past 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're not really seeing any Roaring Kitty tweets. So I think at least we're gonna see something tomorrow to bring the price upside. So I want you to take a look at the RSI here. So let's take a look at this one. So on the right side, it's the fractal that Roaring Kitty created when he came into the play again, right, in April, and this is May, right? This is April and this is May. So we went through a huge accumulation, which also what happened here, very similarly, right? It's just taking way longer because I think they wanna maybe let it longer, like, I mean, they wanna run this thing bigger, right? So they need to accumulate more, maybe, right? So we came here, right? So it's tracking very similarly to 2024 last year, April and May. Very interesting, isn't it? So I did test it out, some of the put option, call option, all those kind of thing, and then everything pretty much worked here. So that really confirms all these points that I was tracking. So there's some area they're kind of running faster. There's some area running slower. You just have to really find those things out. How the market makers run the fractals, right? So we hit all these points, and now we came all the way down, and we saw there's a gap up and pop here, which also you're seeing this one as well. So I'm very glad that things are happening the way it's the way it's supposed to be. So that's very good sign. So what now, right? So what's going to happen after that, right? So I'm expecting a third pop. I don't know if it's gonna be another giant pop again, but I think we're gonna see a slight upside. So it's very difficult to show it here, but I want you to I want you to pay attention to the RSI just for a minute. So when you look at the RSI, so on the right side is 30 minutes, because at the time was a lot faster. So you're using the faster time frame, whereas right now it's 10 times slower. So you're using much a longer time frame. So I'm using the 6 hours here. I'm using 30 minutes to view the last year run. So when you take a look at this one, maybe I'm gonna do 8 hours just to just zoom out a little bit. Maybe this is easier to look at. So when you zoom out, so the way you see all the points here. So when you look at the when the chart, when the price went up all-time high, not all-time high, but on this time, this area, the E phase, that's RSI right there, and that's RSI right there, right? So after that, it come back down, right? So when you look at the purple line, it's mimicking very similar pattern here. It pushes ups and down, right? Pushes ups and down, and then there was like another flushed out, which what happened here. A little bit of a oversold territory here. So that's what happened, and then this thing pops out of this triangle, some sort of a formation, which also I created here with the line. it's kind of showing a triangle formation. Let me just use the same color just to kind of, it's easier to look at, right? So that's kind of what happened. It popped out on this phase, right? So, and then what happened after that? Push back down, right? So there was another push back down, right? So we went through that. Now we saw second pop, which what happened here, right? And Feb 13, and crush back down. But when you look at the RSI, now you swipe back to a yellow line. So you're watching the purple line. Now you look at the yellow line. So you got to look at the both, right? So when you look at the both, the purple line push this up, right? So it pushes up, break out of the triangle formation, right? The yellow line is coming up here. You know what I mean? You see that? So which means we just passed the second phase, right? It's a confirm those same thing, right? So it does mimicking same fractals for some reason. So we are going through a May 2nd, okay? Last year May 2nd. So now as you look at this, okay, so how do we know where we at exactly, right? You just have to look at all the fractals and RSI, but I'm just kind of showing you the RSI this time. So RSI is kind of showing you that this yellow line pop up here, which past the second pop, we just passed the second pop, right? Second thumb waves, and push back down, right? So this yellow line start to curve down, right? And which when you zoom in, this yellow lines curve down a little bit. You see that? Just tiny points. So you gotta look at that, right? So I do think that that's kind of where we at, and so tomorrow we need to see a pop. Okay, and I don't know how much the pop is, but I do expect some sort of a some sort of a movement here, like another start to moving upside, right? So I know there's a gap here, but I don't think we're gonna feel that gap, to be honest, if you're following just fractals. So but yeah, I do expect some sort of I don't know, some sort of a news, or I don't know, roaring tweets in the morning. You know what I mean? Something's gonna happen, right? So that's kind of where we at. So we still have this amount of fractal left until this rally kicks in. Okay. So so by next week, we could see some sort of a news. I think we might see some sort of a. Hold on, let me bring this up here. So I post this one today. So I'm expecting some sort of a pop here. This is from the cell phone, so it's easier to look at the zoom out. Zoomed in version, right? So you see, there's a just look at the fractals. Just pop here, push back down, another second pop, right? This and a bigger pop happened, right? Push back down, right? So when you look at this pattern, I know it's very sometimes very hard to track which one is which, but let me just using this one as well. So you see this. Hold on one second. I'll just read. So you see that from here, there's pop here, and then you see this fractal come down and then do another pattern here and push back down, right? You see there's a downward pattern here, and after this pattern, this thing pop here. So tomorrow, so that's why I was expecting some sort of a possible RK tweet or some sort of a news, So so tomorrow morning, or I don't know, some sort of a pre-market. So if this thing gap up, right? So because we are here, we finish here. Let's say we gap up. This thing pops, right? And then we'll come down to fill the gap again, right? So that's why I was expecting some sort of a gap up event, right? Some sort of a gap up event. didn't happen today. So we'll see tomorrow at least what's going to happen. Maybe pre-market, we'll see. They can always do something like that. So we still gotta wait for this the third wave, in my opinion. If they're tracking the same fractals, which it seems is likely going through that same fractals. When you look at the RSI is still going through that same kind of the second bottom phase. And then we need to see another pop. That will be the final confirmation. The third thumb wave. That will be the final confirmation. And then this thing crash back down, and then start to run, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing we are kind of waiting for. So we're just hang in there. And then also because we're now going through this one, I take a look at how many days actually went through. So when you look at this from here to here, this one takes about 18 hours. Right now for us, it's about 12 days. Okay, so 12 days to create this pattern. Okay, so I brought a box. So I mean, depends on how how many days they can delay. But I think the run could start next week. But of course, I cannot guarantee. I'm not an insider. I'm not RC. So everything is just a speculation, right? So you see this box kind of similarly match. The size of the box is very similar. So now we just have to wait for this much, which is shorter, right? So we are just waiting for to finish this box here, which is about maybe this much. So I think we could see some sort of possibly we got Thursday tomorrow, which is we could see a possible pop in the morning. We got Friday because option expiration is on Friday. So usually the market maker bring the price down. So that will be Friday. So Monday will be this one, and so that's why I say Tuesday. Okay, and I'm not an insider. I have no idea what am I talking about. But based on my fractals, I do expect some sort of a news or some sort of announcement. Something comes up. Monday market close. So that's why I post this one. So people are curious what this post about, and there you go. That's kind of my speculation is possibly next week Monday market close. We could see some sort of announcement from either RC, either GameStop, or it could be I don't know, something else, but something is definitely happening here. So yeah, that's kind of my current updates for the GameStop. So yeah, we just gotta go through this pattern, and after that it's running time. So my fractal says Monday, but I highly doubt it's going to happen on Monday. It's more likely, I think, Tuesday. I don't know, because the way they're dragging out. So anyway, so before I even talk about when the run is gonna start, I think we need to see the final confirmation tomorrow that this thing pop. Okay, if this thing pops, maybe up to $28 level, okay, I think the game begins. Okay, and then Friday pullback, Monday and Tuesday gap up. I mean, it could not gap up. It could just run, and there's a gap there, $32. There's a reason why there's a gap, and then start the run. Okay, so yeah, that's and then the run will, I think, most likely will end before the OPEX, the March OPEX. And I can't really tell you right now, but that's kind of my speculation, because when the May run happened, that also run before the May OPEX, right? So I do expect that they're gonna run this thing before March OPEX, and then have a pullback after that, and the final squeeze will most likely come to the in June, as I talk about June or July. So yeah, expect a final squeeze there, and I expect a Bed Bath Beyond will most likely come out possibly around May or June, maybe somewhere here, so that GameStop have a catalyst to kicks in. So that's just my speculation. So I know there's still still some month left for BBBY announcement, but I as we are seeing a lot of the datas and things change. I do really like the the update from, what's the name of the company, the pitch book. They have an update on Bed Bath Beyond. The Bye Bye Baby was acquired by DK Butterfly, which is BBBYQ, that the shares got delisted, right? It's very interesting move. And PitchBook is not really just giving you a shit, right? They're actually M&A, a lot of M&A lawyers using this data, right? And so that I don't think they're lying to your face. This, like, you have to pay, I think, about 20K or something to get the data from PitchBook. But yeah, DK Butterfly current status is out of business, liquidation. But the former BBY stock listing is BBBY. And then the BBY ticker was preserved, right, for the estate that was in the docket. And now Bye Bye Baby, parent company. So this one is acquired by a DK Butterfly. And DK Butterfly is shares are canceled yet, right? So I mean, there's a lot of speculation. One of the speculation is because of the NOL preservation. So in order to preserve the net operating loss, the share, the stock cannot be traded, right? That's the rule. So I think that was I think one of the reason. I think the second reason was the fraud, right? When there's a fraud is involved in the company, they distinguish the shares because they have to count the shares, right? Because right now there's a lawsuit going on with HBC. I think it's pretty much dismissed, but they're saying they didn't dilute. And then BBY community talks about how RC is behind the HBC. So if they didn't dilute 300 million shares, BBBY has a lot less shares outstanding. DCCC kind of confirmed they have about 760 million or something, right? 760. So it's a lot less, right? So they need to count the shares. They have to basically rewrite the whole thing, and there's a fraud involved, from the former Bed Bath Beyond, the CEO, CFO, like already kind of killed himself. But I don't know if it is even true. But I mean, a lot of things happening right now. Just waiting for the fraud settlements from the executives' lawsuits, and yeah, it's ongoing. And I think there's a reason why RC also hire the white collar crime investigators, such as some of the the law firms, and one of the guy is for he did a work on the Bernie Madoff case back in 2008. So I think there's a lot of things are lining up here. It's not just pure Chapter 7 liquidation. This is actually a lot bigger thing than that. Chapter going into a chapter what is it? Like bankruptcy is not only just finding out what the true share outstanding is, but also finding out the fraud, making all those receipts so that they don't get they don't fuck around with it. So I think there's a lot of things are kind of lining up here, and yeah, BBBY was acquired by DK Butterfly, which is now BBBYQ. The shares got canceled, so it's very interesting how they update this thing. Even the date was it says March 27th 2022. So I do think that they updated this kind of stuff officially, so that's why they changed it, because initially there was a rumor, right? So basically in the pitch book, what they said in 2023, what they said was they said there was a rumor of the rumor of a leverage buyout of this, yeah. So more recent financing statutes. It says 2023 Jan 17, right? So company's rumor, right? So it says rumor to be in talk regarding potential LBO, right? So it says there was a rumor to be in talk with a potential LBO, and then I think they find out that I think they did an update, and then that's maybe the official update, right? So they already did a acquire in 2022, so it was earlier, 2022 March 27th. So I think that's when the BBBY was acquired. So the chapter, whatever this chapter 11 thing happening, like all those kind of stuff, it's just kind of finding out those the fraud cases and other stuff, and then just liquidate some stuff. Some of the stores they don't want, they can just get rid of it. So they're just really just reconstructing the finance, their balance sheets, and getting rid of some debts and those kind of stuff, I think. And then that was the kind of main points for the chapter 11 cases in the US. And also in Canada, they also are doing something, what do you call that, like in Canada they're also doing, like, they could do a butterfly transaction, and then I think there was something called a protection of creditors. So and then both Canada and US have a different the ways flows. I think it's very different. So US, they kind of working on the fraud, they're working on the reducing debts and all those kind of reconstruction of the company and all that kind of stuff. In Canada, on the other hand, they're doing it at the same time. So both of the Canada and US have to update each other, but the Canada side, they're working on maybe some of the protection of the creditors, maybe taxes, all those kind of maybe other stuff, so to protect their Orion coins, so as a creditor. So I think there's a reason why he moved his shares from RC Ventures to himself in Canada. There's also a reason why GameStop recently announced they want to sell the Canadian French GameStop, right? And then I think that's more likely going to the maybe himself or someone else's, or maybe different entity that GameStop is working on, or what I mean. And GameStop also had a trademark of GS Kids or something, so that was recently approved this year, early in January or something. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things that are happening right now. So we could see a big announcement. I mean, what could be the catalyst to kick this in, right? And I personally don't think it's now Roaring Kitty time. It's Ryan Cohen time, right? So RC will announce something next week. Yeah, the time has come, and I don't think we have to wait that long. If we create this two thumb waves for about 12 days, then we could see within maybe I think it should be a less, right? So I'm expecting by Tuesday, but maybe, like, let's see. Yeah, maybe it could be maybe a little longer, but yeah, I mean, anyway, but yeah, the Fractal says Tuesday, so let's see what's gonna happen. So something's gonna happen next week, I think for sure. And then when this thing rally, I think it could hit the last high. So I think some sort of a big catalyst will to be announced next week, in my opinion. So that's GameStop, guys. Let's move on to DJT. DJT is almost bottom out, but I take a look at a little bit more because I just want to make sure if DJT is actually going through the same fractal that I'm kind of tracking here. So So let's have a look, right? So today we had a more downside, right? And then I went through the RSI again just to check where we at exactly, okay? And then I think for DJT, we might have to wait a little bit longer, okay? Just a little bit, not too long, but DJT, yeah, today it went down about 3%. So I was like, okay, where are we at exactly, right? I need to track that down, right? So we know roughly the DJT is kind of going through this area, but we have to find out because they've been dragging this for a very long time. I mean, last time this is after they create this whole thing. I know that I already show you guys that this is kind of going through this phase again, right? After the election year, election last year. So they're, I think, running a same cycle this year. And now it's the time of this run again, right? So where's my fractals? 1 second. So I want to show you the bigger picture. So hold on. Oh shit, this has been copied. So I just copy and paste. So after they crush the stock down, and now they're going through this phase again, which is this phase, right? So they went through this gap up phase, push pull back down, which what happened here. So it's a lot bigger fractal here, right? So they're making a much bigger fractals here. Okay, you see that? Very similar fractal. So but from here to here they tank it even more, right? Instead of running up, which means that they did more shorting, right? They did more naked shorting happen. So they're using the same fractal. So anyway, so what's happening here is that they drag it out more time, they did more naked shorts, and then after that there was more explosive upside when this rally happened. So we're now at the end of almost this phase. So we have to see this rally here. Okay. I know Cash Patel. I think he's he's like there's a vote or something today or tomorrow. But I took a look at the fractals entirely, and also the RSI. I think there's gonna be one more bottom, in my opinion. So let's take a look. So we're actually going through this phase. So I did a zoom in, and then I did my analysis on this one. So let's take a look at it, right? So let's take a look at RSI here, not the MACD, because MACD doesn't really help a lot. So this is 30 minutes here on the right side. So what I found is that, so from here, this is November 23. This is last year 24 Jan, and then we are now here. So before Trump election happens here, right? Before Trump got elected, it was already pumping, right? But after it hit the bottom, it started to push this up, right? Pushing up. So that's what we saw, right? And then drop. A lot of people might say, oh yeah, like maybe this will squeeze, but it didn't squeeze. I did kind of mention that I don't think it's gonna squeeze because it seems like they're running this fractal here, and then they might run this a lot slower. I mean, you could say slower, but in order to run this bigger, they need more time. So you see what I mean? That's kind of fractal that I was kind of seeing. So after the election, I was expecting maybe pullback, and that's what happened, right? And then after this whole thing, go up and down, we're, I think, almost here, but we might have to wait a little bit, one more time, because so now you see the bigger picture here. So you see this A phase. We went through that A phase. So let me open up the RSI here. So it topped here and then pull back down. So I want to show you this one in 1 hour. I think 1 hour is a lot easier because 3 minutes is just too tight. This is A. Okay, B. Maybe this is a lot better, right? Because I'm trying to find a time frame where I could match with current time frame, which is 6 hours on the left. This is a lot faster, a lot slower, so I have to use a much more longer time frame. This is faster in terms of the speed of algo, so I'm using the faster time frame, which is now 1 hour here. So overbought territory, hot, all-time high. And come back down. You know what? Let me use the 2 hour. 1 second. I wanna try to match. I wanna try to find a time frame that match similar to this one. Maybe this is better. Yeah, maybe this is better. Yeah, maybe I'll try this one. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. So this is all-time high, pull back down, push up, that's B, and then pull back one more time. That's another, pullback happens. So, it's kind of bottom it up here. Find the bottom. That's a B phase, in my opinion. Heading for C, going into the C phase. After that, it hits this area, pull back down, and then D, push up, D, and now after hitting D, the stock price, plunges, which will happen here. We hit E phase. We hit now today, I think, F phase. Okay, so I was actually waiting to see this kind of stuff. I was curious if we were gonna see this a pullback, right? Because I couldn't see here, so I was like, okay, you know what? If we see that, that might confirm that phase. So I think that's what happened today. So I'm gonna maybe use 30 minutes, or you know what? Maybe I'll use 1 hour. So DJT just kind of hit this area, I think, today, which is a G phase. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be G. So just match with this one, right? EFG. So that's G. So we hit here, right? So this one was the bottom. So from this top D, okay, push down to here, which is E, come up, right? Push, come up, and then push down, right? So this line, this purple line, okay, 1 second. This purple line, it go up and down, right? It's like a making a double bottom. It's a kind of same thing that when you look at it, when you zoom in, you see same double bottom phase in RSI, right? So I think that's what DJT formed today, right? After hit the bottom, push up, come down, right? Hit the bottom from the D, push up, come down. So I think that's what we finished today. Okay, so we still got this much left before run, in my opinion. Okay, so so tomorrow, maybe same as GameStop or something, I don't know. I mean, GameStop has to pop too, right? So tomorrow we could see a pop. Okay, we could see some like a positive momentum here, and after that you're gonna see maybe one more pullback, if I'm right, and then that's the bottom will be around March 13. So I think GameStop will run first, because usually DJT run first, but it seems like DJT is taking a little time. So GameStop will run first, and after GME run end, then DJT will hit the bottom, and then preparing for the run. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. So DJT will do maybe if they are mimicking same thing, it could do a gap up, first top and then second top around in mid-April, possibly come all the way to the top on April 25th here in the bottom, somewhere in April 17 or 21st. So somewhere in the mid-April, I think that's the top for DJT, and I think DJT will do another run. So that's this part, and after that, have a pullback, and then have another one double top, and they have this one left, and I think that will come later this year, maybe in the summer if early, or maybe maybe October or something like that. I have to look at the speed, but yeah, for now let's focus on this one. So there's gonna be a two pop like what happened here, and then I think DJT will go go into a bear cycle after that. So yeah, this year is very critical that how DJT is gonna run. So I don't know. I think something is definitely going to happen. Somebody find about the like merger with GameStop, and some people said that's kind of outdated. So I don't know. I don't know what's the cost, what's the kickoff to this run here into the rally, right? So we'll find out maybe in mid-March. So still got 1 month left. Okay, so yeah, just that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, maybe Cash Patel comes out or something, some announcement comes out, and the DJT pop just for a short-term period, and maybe a pullback. I don't know what will be the cause. Last time was the cause for this one. Was there any news, or they just run it? I think they just run it. Let me just kind of Google this one. DJT. I think they just run this one. I think when the time comes, and then the FTD cycle kicks in, and then they have to cover their position, short position or whatever, short and the squeeze happen, right? So DJT Gen 16. Let's see. But usually it's company they announce with some news or something, right? Was there any news? Oh, so there was a news. Trump link stock jump after former president emphatic wins. So this is really nothing. It says, oh yeah, they win something. DJT pop. I don't think that's really. Yeah, I think I don't know. They just they'll do some. They're gonna drop some weird announcement or news or something. I don't know. I mean, will there be like a merger? I don't know. Like it's hard to say. Like I'm not insider, so I can't really tell what's gonna happen here. But yeah, we'll see. So tomorrow is gonna be the day that we could see a pop, both maybe GME and DJT, and then DJT will come down till March 13, and then yeah, we gotta see that. So I think the RSI is very important to track both of the track both of this time frame. So last the 2023 2024 on the right, so one on the left is current time frame. So yeah, we still got this much left in my opinion. So yeah, we gotta see one more double bottom phase, go pop, boop, and then come down, and then rally kicks off. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So yeah, let's see. So that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know if I should walk you guys through AMC yet, but AMC, I think it's just doing its thing. It's I have both fractals here, so I mean this is just whole entire fractals, but yeah, AMC tends to move before earning, right? So AMC already moved before earning. When is the earning here? Next week, right? So next Tuesday. So very interesting, isn't it? So next Tuesday, yeah, maybe it could pop. AMC could pop, but I don't think it's gonna be like a squeeze. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it has to wait until the squeeze phase, which is in June or July, right? So yeah, AMC is gonna be very I don't know, unless they change the fractals, but yeah, we could see a possible, maybe drop by earning, right? So so they, yeah, so we might see maybe a pullback before earning this time, and maybe after earning they're gonna pop, right? It seems like based on the fractal, that's what the market makers kind of, run this thing, and then pull back, right? Sorry, and then push up to a March. So that means they're gonna run this thing with a GameStop, right? Because GameStop and AMC tends to move together. So this is mid March. So yeah, somewhere mid March, and then pull back after that, right? So before OPEX, like I said, GameStop and AMC, GameStop will have a run, before OPEX, March OPEX. So I think kind of similar pattern here. So top off around March 13, mid March in AMC2, pull back after before March OPEX, and then heading into April. And then I think there might be a possible one more dilution here, potential dilution here. This is April, potential dilution. And then because if that actually happens, that means Adam Aaron is actually kind of following the 2020 fractals, right? So it's either market makers or hedge funds requests, but yeah, there might be a possible April dilution, and then I think that might be the final one. And then it going to a May, and then it will making basically this is the pick of the triangle phase, right? Triangle formation from all the way to the top when this ape conversion announcement happened, or Judge Jern happens here, and even all the way to the top when this 2021 June top off here, right? So and then that's the final peak, which is May. And after that, what's gonna happen is I think they're gonna heading into a this is 2021 squeeze phase. So this is the when I think a lot of things are gonna happen, in my opinion, such as BBBY could come back, Chapter 11 exit or merger, all this kind of weird crazy stuff. I think that more likely will happen in June or July. Kick off the the Jan squeeze phase. There's one more for AMC, which is in when is this one? This is like next year or something. Yeah, 2026 February. So there will be I think the final squeeze in the phase, and then heading into a bear cycle after that. So so yeah, AMC will have a much I don't know how big it's gonna run, but I think AMC will have a big run here in June or July. So watch out for that. Yeah, I think something big is going to happen for AMC. I mean, you guys saw in May, if GameStop pops, AMC will pop too. So, I mean, you guys will find out like how if AMC pop like huge, and then market makers and I mean if Cash Patel joined the board of, as a FBI directors, and DOJ, sorry, the Doge SEC, they just launched recently. They're gonna all watch this thing play out. So yeah, I really wanted to see. I really hope they find the fraud in the system, and then catch some of the we're tired of seeing just like giving them a fine, and then they're gonna repeat the same cycles again, right? They're gonna repeat the same crimes, and then yeah, they just pay the fines, and then they do the naked shorts again. They just whole rinse and repeat. But I really hope that Doge SEC and then Cash Patel join the board and then do something with it, and then we want to see someone go to jail, yeah, we want to see that. So yeah, hoping to see something around here, or yeah, maybe June or July. So I know there's still a few months left, but that's I think when the fun time will begin. But for GME, will come earlier. So I'm hoping to see something's gonna kick off next week. So and for DJT, and mid March. So that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and then I'll give you guys some updates when there's a new things I'm looking at. So yeah, have a good night, and then talk to you guys later. Bye.